Sometimes you get weird ones like this. Apparently, I did a cover of Sea Lawn Summit Sea. When you release on DistroKid, there is an option. We'll jump over to DistroKid and I'll show you what I mean. So down the bottom here, when we get to this, we can actually add this one here. So you can add the YouTube content ID and it says get notified and paid if your music is ever used in any YouTube videos. We'll add this single to YouTube content ID database and continually scan for matches. When your music's detected in any YouTube video, you'll be notified and ad revenue will automatically go to you instead of the person who uploaded the video. So there's a couple of things here. First of all, it's got to get into YouTube Content ID database, and then it's got to actually get flagged and matched. I'll show you at the other end of how it actually looks. What actually happens is when you've got a show, when you've got a video, so I do my Your Music Live show each week, and what'll happen is as soon as I finish that show, there'll be some that are automatic. So YouTube are scanning that as it's happening. So they're scanning that video, and as soon as they identify it and it's in their database, it gets a copyright claim that comes straight on through. So I'll go to the copyright claim and status of my happy hour that I did last week. So I did a bunch of 70s tunes, and here you can see I did Xanadu, I did Layla, I did Rock and Roll All Night, I did Stuck in the Middle, I did Bohemian Rhapsody. Sometimes you get weird ones like this. Apparently, I did a cover of Sea Lawn Summit Sea. Yeah? Did I do that? I don't recall, but apparently I did. And what you can do is you can actually expand these out and see what it is. So I'm not going to play it because I don't want it to get another claim if I play that here, but I could I could play that section and find out what song I actually played during that section and see what it is. And what you can do here is you can select your actions, you can trim out the section, replace the song, mute the song, etc., or you can dispute it. So if I actually had the rights, I could dispute it. So let's come right back around to Abu's question. If you've released a song on DistroKid, you've ticked the YouTube Content ID, it's been released to YouTube Music, it then gets added to the database, and then it gets scanned against. But keep in mind that this is because I did these videos like straight away. So if you as soon as you release a video, it'll run those checks, but it also goes back in time. So there may be people that have used that song in the past that didn't get a Content ID claim, and now you've released it with Content ID, they will eventually get that claim. So do keep that in mind as well, that it doesn't happen instantly unless they've just released the video, because it's constantly going back and rechecking. So I've got these copyright claims here. What'll probably happen is over the next week, because I did this show about 5 days ago, over next week, if they find other songs that are matches, it'll continue. So, and it's a little bit annoying because if you release a video where you've used a song and it hasn't been claimed, and then someone releases it in the future, it can get claimed posthumously, kind of. Does that make sense? If you want to learn about what Content ID is all about, there's a couple of videos on here about YouTube copyright and Content ID.